Hello, welcome to the Cultivate Michigan Sourcing Guide background and tutorial video. Today we're going to be giving you some information about how the Cultivate Michigan Sourcing Guide was developed, what's included in it. We'll give you a quick tutorial of how to find it on the website and how to navigate it through your web browser. And we'll also provide some additional information about the Farm Institution Network and what we do here. So just wanted to introduce myself quickly. My name is Garrett Ziegler, and I work with the Michigan Farm Institution Network management team. I'm also a community food systems educator with Michigan State University Extension, and I was one of the folks that helped put this sourcing guide together, as well as worked on several of the projects that led to the development of this sourcing guide. So just to provide some background on the Michigan Farm Institution Network, the purpose of the network is to be a space for learning, sharing, and working together to help farm to institution grow here in the state of Michigan. Our goal, we are currently in a transitional period for our goal. We had been working towards the goal of 20% local sourcing by the year 2020, and now that we are in the year 2020, we are working on actually developing our new goal to be working towards as a network and as a project. We're gathering feedback currently from our network members, from supporters, and from our coordinating team to better understand, what that goal should look like and how we'll go about setting that goal for the future. Just wanted to remind folks that the Michigan Farm Institution Network is coordinated by our Michigan State University Center for Regional Food Systems and is also supported by Michigan State University Extension. So I wanted to provide a little bit of background on how we got to this sourcing guide that we're talking about today. Many of you or some of you may have seen some of our previous Cultivate Michigan Featured Food guides that we developed over the course of from 2014 through 2019. Each year we highlighted 4 featured foods that corresponded with a different season of when they were either in season or those products were available, whether that's through season extension or preservation methods like freezing, like we did with Michigan cherries. So within each of these featured foods that we highlighted, we included sourcing information, recipes, product information, different facts and figures about the industry within the state of Michigan, as well as nutrition tips and storage tips for folks within the institutional food service space for just kind of how to use those products to be effective, how to source those products. So really trying to provide all that information that an institutional food service director or food purchaser would need to be able to bring those products into their cafeteria and utilize them effectively. What we found was that really the information that food service directors found most useful was that sourcing information. So we decided to pull that information out of these individual featured food guides and include it in a cumulative or combined Cultivate Michigan Sourcing Guide. So the sourcing guide, which looks like this, has all of that sourcing information from all of those 24 different products that were developed over the course of 6 years, included in one place. It includes a directory of regional food hubs and specialty distributors where you can find specific local products from. Also includes a directory of larger broadline distributors where you can find these products. And it also includes each product is listed out where all of the sourcing information is available for each specific product. So if you're looking for things from a specific distributor, you can do it that way. Or if you're looking for what are all my options for this specific product, you can also do it that way. And I'm actually going to turn it over right now to my colleague, Mariel Borgman, who's going to give you a quick tutorial walkthrough of where you can find the sourcing guide and how you can use it to effectively by utilizing your web browser and the search function within that web browser. So Mariel, take it away.
Thanks, Garrett. Okay, so to find the sourcing guide, you'll go to the Cultivate Michigan website. Again, that's www.cultivatemichigan.org. And you'll go right up here to the top menu to the right of the Cultivate Michigan logo and click on Featured Foods. So on the Featured Foods landing page, you will find the Cultivate Michigan Sourcing Guide link. You'll also find a link to the Cultivate Michigan recipe book. Would encourage you to check out the recipe book as well. It has recipes for all of the featured foods that are institutionally scaled. So we'll go ahead and click on the sourcing guide. It will bring us up a new tab with a PDF document. You can download this document to your computer if you'd prefer to be able to access it that way, or you can view it in the PDF viewer. We'll wait a minute for it to load. It's a large file. Okay, so while it finishes loading, I'll show you how to access the table of contents. So if you go to the very left-hand corner and you click on this little icon, it brings up a way to sort by the pages of the document, as well as a way to sort by the table of contents. So I'm going to scroll down in the sourcing guide so you can see how that lines up with the contents. So there's an introduction to the sourcing guide. At the beginning of the guide, there's some resources for further support for farm to institution, and also for linking directly with local farmers if you'd like to go that route. And then there's a list of all of the regional food hubs and specialty distributors, so you can learn a little bit more about those companies. Okay, and then we'll get to the main table of contents. So you can see that the guide is organized by season, starting in spring. And if we go over to our table of contents menu, you will also see that it is organized in that fashion as well. So you can navigate by season, or you can navigate by the individual products themselves. So let's pick carrots, always a favorite. So when you click on a featured food, it will take you to a landing page that will include some fun facts about the product itself and Michigan's production. And then if you scroll down further, I'm going to zoom in just a tad. There we go. You'll see that the broadline distributors will be listed first. So those are companies such as Gordon Food Service and Cisco in this example. And then the regional and specialty distributors will follow. And what you'll find in each featured food section is the item code for ordering Michigan-specific product from that particular distributor. So it will tell you the variety, the pack size, the item code, when it's available, and then the source. So sometimes it'll be a specific farm that you'll see, sometimes it's a processor or a different company, but it will tell you how to find Michigan-specific products from all of these different distributors. So just scroll down a little so you get a sense of what that looks like. So in addition to fresh product, many of the featured foods also come in processed forms. So those products would also be included in this sourcing guide. So you can see if, in the case of carrots, you can get frozen carrots from the supplier Michigan Farm to Freezer. You can also find carrots that are processed into dices, shreds, sticks, coins, things like that from Pearson Foods. So many different varieties. And that takes us on to the next food. So that is a sourcing guide. So again, from cultivatemichigan.org, click on Featured Foods, click on the sourcing guide, find your table of contents, and away you go. So I'll turn it back over to Garrett now to close us out.
So thanks, Mariel, for that great tutorial, for that great walkthrough of how to utilize and how to find that sourcing guide on our Cultivate Michigan website. That's super helpful. I did want to mention, before we wrap things up here, that if you are a producer or supplier, we'd love to have your products listed in the guide. We just need the following information from you. Your product name, so which of the featured foods it is, the type and description of that product, whether it's frozen, if it's processed in any way, what kind of variety it might be, an apple, that sort of thing. the pack sizes that that product is available in, any specific ordering information like item codes, etc. We'd love to include the farm of origin if you are a distributor or a supplier, where you're getting that product from, which farm would be really great. And then lastly, we'd ask that you include any description about the supplier or the farm itself, and contact information or ordering information for potential customers. So with that, we're going to wrap things up for this short, quick tutorial video. If you do have any questions about the sourcing guide, about the information that is included in it, or about getting listed as a supplier or a farmer, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Mariel. Our contact information is listed here. Any other information that you would like to access about the Michigan Farm Institution Network or Cultivate Michigan, I encourage you to visit those two websites that are listed here on this slide. Lots of information available there on our Farm Institution Network about the work that we do as a network, and cultivatemichigan.org is where you'll find all of the information about each of our featured foods, resources, trainings, as well as the super guide itself. Until next time, I appreciate you checking out this quick video, and always supporting local farms and producers. Thanks.